place in a neighborhood. As a fellow noticed that there is a fire, he picked up the phone and he called the firefighters, the fire department. They show up and they fix the problem. They billed the fellow that had a fire. He said, "Why are you billing me? I didn't call you. My neighbor called." The neighbor said, "We did a great kindness to him by calling, otherwise he'll never have anything." Who is responsible to pay that bill? How about a fellow that went to a city zoning and get a special permission to, for example, to extend the heights of building, extended balcony in a building, that other neighbors derive benefit from that, and is now asking the other neighbors to share the expense. Is that part of their obligation? Another scenario: fellow is in a large retail store and he noticed that there are thieves. The owner wants to call the police. He figured out that until they call the police and the police will come, these thieves will be out with the money and everything. So he called a security company, local, and they came, and sure enough, the thieves ran away. The security company sent a bill to the owner. The owner said, "I didn't call you, just one of my customers." So here we are at the beginning of Perek Revi'i, the 4th chapter in Tractate Nedarim. The name of the chapter is En Ben Amudal. The page we're going to study is page 33. We start with 32b. Mishnah. אין בין המודר הנאה מחברו למודר הימן ומאכל, אלא דריסת הרגל. Here we back to the subject of taking a vow. There are two different entities when it's come to taking vow. One is the derived benefit from one toward his fellow. The other one is derivative of food from one to his fellow. The question is, like the Ben Ish Chai represented in the book called Rav Pe'alim, what do you do if someone mudar na'a mechavero, a fellow forbade his fellow from derivative any benefit from him, and vice versa, and now he's in a small minyan, a small decorum of people, and he goes before the Amud to represent the minyan. Does he okay to respond to his baruch, to his amen, etc.? So the two important concepts we're going to learn, one is called Mavriach Ari. Mavriach Ari, literally speaking, it's like you have the lion run away, but it means that you save someone else from a loss, or Mashbiach Neches, a tenant living in the house and he improved, and now he asks for compensation from the owner. So the Mishnah said, is no differentiation between someone who prohibited by vow any derivative of benefit from his fellow, which is either Reuven prohibited a derivative benefit to Shimon, or Shimon prohibited Reuven all of his estate by making a vow. The difference is the only Ledrisat Ela Drisat HaRegel, which is the prohibition against transpassing toward his fellow estate. V'chelin shenosim b'hem ochel nefesh. Also, it's applied to certain utensils that you don't use for the purpose of eating. Another important point, hamudar ma'achal mechavero. Here specifically we talk about food. לא ישאילנו נפה וכברה ברחיים ותנור, אבל משאירו לו חלוק וטבעת וטלית ונזמים. So again, utensils that you cook by food, including stoves, he cannot lend it to him, but something that it's considering not say anything with food, such as a robe, a ring, a talit, etc., that's permissible. So there is a discussion among the late rabbis what do you do with entering domain of its fellow? Is that allowed? Is not? Anyway, man tana. Who is the tana that prohibited to someone to trespass toward his fellow? The answer is, אמר רבא דבר רבא, רבי אליעזרי, דתני רבי אליעזר אומר, אפילו ויתור אסור כמודר הנאה. The idea is, you have the, take for example in the market, someone goes and buy potatoes. And the seller adds a potato to his produce. So they said, that's a derivative benefit. So the Ran explained that since people are not makpid, are not strict overdoing it, it's okay. So he was in a case more in a sense of practicality. Someone remove a ice or snow from his estate, and it's affected the neighbors. Can he charge them? Can they use it if they are prohibited to derive benefits? If a fellow used a light, he set up a light that affected the other neighbors, and you have a fellow that prohibited to pass by him, is that okay to use the domain that he lit? Anyway, it's a discussion among the rabbis. המודר מאכל מחברו לא ישאילנו. The Mishnah said if someone prohibited any food from his fellow, he should not lend him utensils. So the Ran asked, based on Gemarrah in Bava Batra, page 57, so he said that the only issue to trespass to the fellow's estate if it's one of the partners did it. But if just a fellow passed by, he is not allowed that. So the Rambam explained to transfer is okay, to delay only the partner. But if you follow the Choshen Mishpat, they said that if someone refused to let people trespass his estate, he can me'akev, he can exercise his right by halacha. Now we're turning to page 33. Page 33. So the Gemara asks, why the mudar, the one who's prohibited, veha min ma'achal nadar. It's not from the utensils, the Rosh said. It's only from the food itself. אמר רבי שמעון בן לקיש, באומר הנעת מאכלך עליי. So it means that since he adds the word derive benefit for this food, means that anything involved with that, even use of utensils, that it's not food, it's derivative, indirect derivative. אימה, שלא ילעוס חיטין וייתן על מקתו. So maybe you said that he should not take the wheat and he put it at the top of his open wound, for example. The Gemara said in Tractate Pesachim, page 39b, that a person said that any derivative from the food itself is prohibited, even it's just by making it ochel nefesh. אמר רבא באומר הנאה מביאה לידי מאכלך עליי. So it's included vessels, utensils that use them for ochel nefesh. Prohibited. The Magen Avraham said that it's the only prohibition is kederech achila. Rabbi Akiva Eiger challenged that, and he said that here the Yisrael Gemara said clearly that if it's a chewers, it's one thing, but the derived benefit, it's only bederech hana. Anyway, אומר רב פאפא פסק להביא פירות וחמור להביא אליו פירות ואפילו צינה בעלמא, הנאה מביאה לידי מאכלו. So anything related to a derivative of joy can be a basket that you carry. It's derivative indirectly for bringing the food here. The Rashash explains that otherwise you think that it's only these specific utensils. בא רב פאפה סוס לרכוב עליו, אתה בא לראות במה, so if you give him a horse to ride, what's the idea of horse to ride? So a friend of mine, when he went to interview, so for big companies, so he borrowed a Mercedes and he borrowed a fancy suit and tie and all the nice jacket, etc. Why? Because that's the way people react according to its appearance. So here, a person comes to the Beit HaMishteh, to the house of festivity. So he expecting a high gift, or he go and he shows someone who dressed like that, the people respect. Mao. So it's that hana'ah mevi'ah l'yedei ma'achal, derivative to the food. So the same similar question, mifsach ve'azel ba'ari, mai, if he cut toward his fellow, what's the halacha? It's all bringing a person attached to a food, not necessarily eating, parsha itashma. אבל משיל הוא חלוק וטלית ונזמים וטבעות. איך דמי, אילם מה שלא לראות בהן צריכה למימה. So the Ran said it's clear that you don't speak here in a place that people rent this type of utensils. אלא לאו אפילו לראות בהם וקטנים משילו. זאת אומרת, לא לעולם שלא לראות, והיידה קטן נראה ששלא שלנו תעשה פעם משילו. So the Ran said that you have, because it's a fact, you have to be stringent. And the Rambam said that if he did it, he's not received Malkot. But Ben Ish Chai, as we said at the beginning, in Rav Pe'alim, have a discussion here, how you treated someone like that. Someone take a vow that he will not speak to someone, or vice versa. So can he be Shliach Tzibur? In a small minyan, so in very short, there is a notion that called mitzvot lav lenot nidnu, that we do not derive fun, benefit from mitzvot. So that's the key. Anyway, the next Mishnah, there are those who said it's the continuation of this Mishnah. There are others who say that it's a separate. So when it's come to derivative of benefit from one another, וכל דבר שאין בו אוכל נפש, שאין עושים בו אוכל נפש, something that שווה פרוטה, you don't make it אוכל נפש, מקום שמזכירים כיוצא בהם אסור. Why? Because if he let go the rental, so he can buy food in that money. בכלל דרש, אבל בשם מזכירים, מתנה רבד ברעבה, רבי אליעזרי. So, he basically the one. That's what, as a question, we see it in a continuation. Why did they bring it here? Anyway, the Mishnah said, המודר הנאה מחברו שוקל לו שקלו, הוא מחזיר לו עבודתו, הוא פורע את חובו, עברו את חובו, הוא מחזיר לו את עבודתו. So that's the mitzvah in the Torah, מחזיר את השקל, בית המקדש, that everyone needs to give a half a shekel, that's the way they count people. So if someone paid for his fellow, so it's not direct derivative. מקום שנוטלים עליה שכר, תיפול הנאה להקדש. Because that's basically the part of the idea. There's a big discussion among the rabbis if he is an elderly person, זקן ולא לפי כבודו. You're allowed to return that money anyway. אלא מבוך בעלמא הוא ושארי. You don't have הנאה בפועל. You don't have a derivative of joy. It's you just, which called Manaev said, you're avoiding the lost. Mantana. Amar Rav Oshaya. So here you have to know that there's a Ma'arik. Ma'arik have a discussion if someone bribed and he asks other people to pay him for. So is that considering Mavriach Hari or not? Anyway, Amar Rav Oshaya Zo. 33b, Divrei Hanani, that's Mishnah in Tractate Nedarim, page 107b. That said, okay, it's too bad, you spend that money, it's your fault. So basically, a man left his wife, he went overseas, the neighbor helped her, so now the man is back, he says, I didn't ask you to give her the money. So Rav אמר אפילו תלמוד דברי הקרוא לגבי מודר הנאה, unnatural לפרוע. So he is not giving a time frame. So in this situation, the sages allow that the madir can cut off the debt for the other party. Now the truth is, the Tosfot in Ktubot, page 107b, and others try to elaborate that it's called Hatzalat Hefsed. He avoid him a loss. So in that case he exempt from paying. But anyway, Shar Yosher elaborates on what exactly different between the two shitot here. Man Chanan, Litnan, that's famous, we learned it already. Mishalach Lemdinat Hayam, someone traveled overseas, and based on Mishnah in Tractate Nedarim, page 46, the husband is obligated to support his wife, so he left. Somebody else went and gave her money. חנן אמר איבד מעותיו, נחלקו לבני כהנים גדולים אמרו יישבע, במה הוציא וייטול. So he said that it's too bad, he lost. Others said he need to take an oath, how much, and he collected. אמר רבי יוסף בן דרכינס כדבריהם. אמר רבי יוחנן בן זכאי, יפה אמר חנן, הניח מעותיו על קרן הצבי. So according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, it's clear he basically, when it's come to a deer and you put the money in a deer, the chances that he'll not run away and spread all over is very slim. So it's halacha l'maaseh in practical halachot. If someone goes to the, remember the scenario of the store, and you notice that there's the thieves and you call security people, so the owner said, I didn't call you. You just garamte meniat hezek, you avoiding damage in my store. So it's a discussion among the rabbis, like the same as fire, as money, calling fire people. If the neighbors call the fire people, so he said, okay, we did a favor for you, and the question is, can you say that he is obligated to pay or not? Anyway, רבא לא אמר כי רב יהושע ודרם, מוכרים למתין כדברי הכל, רב יהושע לא אמר כי רבא גזירה שלו להיפרע משום להיפרע. So again, the idea is that if someone have a special permission to build, for example, so that's a discussion if he can impose upon the neighbors or not, and we'll discuss it tomorrow.
Boyachem leshuloim malachai yeshuloim malachai